Hello and welcome to my world. And part 8 of the series of me watching and reacting to Team 4 Stars Hellsing Ultimate Abridged. Full disclaimer regarding my familiarity with the source material. I have never seen the Hellsing Ultimate series. Matter of fact, I was not aware of there being a second animated Hellsing series. Now, I did see the original Hellsing anime way back in the early 2000s. I have that on DVD. As a matter of fact, I have the two-volume soundtrack in both CDs that was released separately in my CD collection. I've read the Dark Horse manga, published manga, or at least the English translation of it, and also I have the deluxe edition of the manga, which has some translation changes in it, which I have verified. So if you want the original, the thing is, though, getting the original manga, the original like trade paperback versions, those are virtually impossible to find, particularly the later volumes. So you get the deluxe editions. That's my big recommendation there if you want to at least have the Hellsing story in your manga or comic book collection, or just or even your horror vampire related collections. Whichever floats your boat, and many things float your boat, right? Right. By the way, it's about 8:30 in the morning as I'm recording this. So I'm a little bit wired because I have very much trouble sleeping. So yeah, that that aside. So recap on what I remember from last time I did a recording. Uh, where we left off in the story, Ceres ate Pip. Bernadette became a full-fledged vampire. Ripped introduces Zoran Blitz's face to the wall, made her say her name, and that's kind of like the last big plot point. Based on the no, since I have read the manga, two different versions of it, both even though with the same artwork, there's different translations or English translations. We're reaching the point in the story where Alucard is going to be reintroduced after being on a boat for the past several episodes. I mean, uh, the whole point of Alucard being out of the story for so long is essentially because he is so overpowered. So you write him out of his own story for a time, and you let all the bad stuff happen, and then you basically bring him back in towards the very end for him to quote unquote save the day. Let's put this in quotes here. Alucard saves the day. But that's actually a trope that you do see in many in many things. Here's a good example of it. A Superman. Matter of fact, let's go back to Superman 2 as a good example of this. Before we start this here, Superman Clark Kent chooses to give up his power so he can be with Lois. All right, not knowing that General Zod and his cronies are now running around on Earth. And then when he finds out about it, it's like, okay, he has to take the long trek back to the Fortress of Solitude to get his powers back. But in the meantime, General Zod and Ursa and the big dude are just wrecking havoc. All right, so that's an example of writing the hero out of the action to where they would normally react to the action and engage straight away, but you have these certain plot elements put in place to make sure that the hero can't do things. Sticking with the Superman example, if you remember the Justice League cartoons, sometimes you see Superman like a big team fight, and Superman gets knocked hundreds of miles away or something, or he gets a bunch of rubble things dropped on him to take him out of fight for a bit, because otherwise he would just end it because he is the Man of Steel. So that's kind of like the same thing with Alucard here. So again, I know Alucard is going to be reintroduced here because there's only like 3 videos that were produced by Team 4 Star left to do here. So it's going to happen sooner or later. So that said, let's get to it there. Fun fact. Genon is owned by NBC Universal. And if you notice in terms of the first few episodes, I had it like, okay, the full like 16 by 9 box set of it circled. Here, because NBC Universal put the copyright claim on on one of the, on episode 4. Oh yes, the Catholic Church is invading. It's like, let me tell you, folks. It's like last thing you need is the Catholic Church showing up for any damn thing.
Mommy, what's that man talking about?
You might want to rethink that, dude. My point exactly. Again, let's remember back at the episode 6, some of these are like, okay, the Salvation Army, the Mexican Inquisition, and was it the Temple of... It was a Jewish temple, and I forget the name of it. It was a couple weeks ago when I recorded it.
You know, I think your boy Maxwell's letting his new authority get to his head a little.
Integra, that's the understatement of the century right there.
He's just under a lot of pressure.
Fun fact, Heinkel Wolf is intersexed. They are canonically transgendered.
I mean, words only have as much meaning as we give them.
So
You're right. A lot open to interpretation.
definitely a lot to interpret there. Trust me, there is no communicating with a psychotic Catholic priest.
Why not write down a formal protest?
Don't you dare!
You can
Don't you dare.
go to his door
Don't you fucking dare!
like a Protestant.
Huh. Ah, Cyrus is here.
Sidekick, back from all of what I gave you last time.
Why don't you try sticking it in me again? I might like it this time. Father Anderson?
Kinky.
Sarah's report. And explain. Base is secure. Everyone's dead. 8 Pip. Full-fledged vampire now.
And you're going to...
She seemed very happy about that, giving that report.
It's a shame your blood sugar daddy won't be here to see it.
Okay, it's time to party. Bum 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 bum. So the question is, how did he put a loudspeaker on there? Again, Hellsing in general has some awesome artwork. That's what I keep pushing. Get the manga, get the deluxe edition of the manga. And just the artwork alone is absolutely stunning. It was, by the way, the other big thing is why he was tied to the boat. His coffin is on the boat. So it's like, I just remember that, seeing the coffin behind.
I leave for a day, and the Catholics are crusading, while the Nazis are invading.
Hey, that rhymes.
It's been only 2 days, but it feels like years. And you...
Funny thing is, though, I looked it up. The episodes were coming out once a year around Halloween, apparently. So, yeah, it's been several years in terms of the context. Of like, how long has it been since Alucard's seen, oh yeah, the KKK representative.
Do you hear that?
I hear what?
No, he dead.
Just been the wind.
Fuck it, dropping the formalities. Alucard! Go for a walk.
Ooh, is it going to be an enthusiastic walk? I hope it's an enthusiastic walk that he goes on.
Undo this law
I mean,
and send me forth on a moonlit walk.
ooh, that's badass.
Police restraint level 0.
0 restraint. Guess everybody's going to be ready to die here. Have a party. I need to have a party. You better have a party. Oh, party, party, party. You better have a party, honey. You gotta have a party. It's like it's been a while. It's been a few weeks since we heard it. Ah, you don't got him. Remember what he said? He's like, he has eyes for days.
It's simultaneously satisfying and disappointing.
Send in the reinforcements! Send in the Mexican Inquisition!
Dude, they're now expecting them. Huh. I was on the same page as that.
Send in the Salvation Army! Holy fuck, bro, this is what we get for sticking our necks out!
Yeah, so much for them.
Send in the forces of the Temple Bedside!
I knew it was a temple best something. I couldn't remember the Zion part.
Seriously, I can't believe they thought we were going to help them!
It is bailed out.
It's kind of hilarious in a mundane way, isn't it?
No, 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 no!
What is, Major?
No, 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 no!
That none of these Waffa munchers ever put it together that Alucard backwards is.
It is. It's amazing how very few people actually pay attention to that. Not just in here, but in some various other Dracula-related media over the years. Some folks are not that bright.
Who gives a shit? They're Nazis.
All remaining forces, form up and protect your Leopold!
And so much for... I don't think the Pope is going to make it through this one. And the Pope box is rather solid there. Solidly made. From what? Made with what? Diamond or something?
All you want. The only thing that could pierce my holy Pope box is the will of God himself.
Funny you say that.
Anderson! Lord Gay!
There's a good reason to ask why.
Of the Iscariot organization to punish the demon, the heretic.
And here's the thing. Anderson is someone who enjoys his work to a large degree. Doesn't help that, yeah, that Maxwell is a bit of a daft C word.
Them all, and let God sort them out.
Oh, look, he's on the dragon teeth from Mass Effect. That's a beautiful shot right there.
This is restraint level 0, huh? These are 500 years and change of souls that Alucard has consumed. After a while, he stopped actually killing people himself and started hanging around battlefields.
Yeah, this stat padding.
How many souls is he chowed down on? Oh, 2 million-ish?
Eh, you know, 2 million-ish.
Hashtag life hack. He would. Let's go welcome him back.
Integra seemed rather happy to welcome him back, at least with the tone there.
What I did, Maxwell. But I am sorry I had to do it.
Yeah, the big context here is that
You to our sanctuary of love and
Anderson and Maxwell were kind of close.
Can only be quelled by the blood and subjugation of the unclean.
So it's like him actually taking him out. The context is like, okay,
Boy, Maxwell.
he's not exactly thrilled about it in the manga and the source material, but it is what it is there.
But Paz Anderson, we still have our orders and...
You don't have to follow orders when your leader's acting like a daft cunt. Also,
Oh, oh, good. That's good to know.
That's a tragedy.
don't weep for the stupid, you'll be crying all day.
Good advice there. Should put that on a shirt.
Paz Anderson.
There's no way you can beat Alucard as he is now.
Maybe you're right, Heinkel.
Well, gotta try anyway.
I want to take a stab at it anyway.
And there you go. Anderson is always looking for a challenge.
I'm not sure we've technically met.
It is an honor, my master.
Oh yeah, super sexy Alucard is here.
Please, just call me Doc.
She ain't gonna do that.
I don't think I'm going to do that.
There you go. Even I call that one.
Hello, Master. It's me.
Yeah, Ceres is so adorable.
Ah, good. It warms this long-dead heart of mine to see you so grown up. Ceres, Victoria.
Adorable squeals are adorable.
This is nice.
That ain't Alucard, dude.
Alucard is not here right now. You face Count Dracula of Wallachia.
Call yourself whatever you want, you crazy vampire bastard. I'm here to
That's a callback to the crazy Protestant bastard line from episode 1.
Yet if it is my fate to fall to your blade, then let it be so, worthy opponent.
time the fuck out. If we're doing this, and we are.
Yeah, Anderson doesn't want to face Dracula. He wants the Alucard and his over the top.
You do know that it's just my name spell.
Of course I do. Shut up and
It's just a matter of the personality that he wants to face. That's all it is.
Very well, if you insist. Hey there, Padre. How's little Timmy? You know what's good for getting cum stains out of altar boy robes? Holy water!
Ooh.
cook after Lent.
Wait, are we talking cola or cocaine?
Both. He's talking about both. Fun fact from the again from the manga, the source material is not covered in the, obviously in the Abridged series. Alucard gets the second weapon mainly to deal with Anderson being being able to regenerate.
The runner takes his mark. The starting gun is
So this is kind of like why Anderson's arm is seen there is not healing back, is because Alucard can actually do some permanent damage to him with the second gun that he got. And I believe that was the second gun was made by Walter. No, wait a second. They did reference the Alucard wanting a second gun, and when it says like the bitches for Sarah to get a cannon because bitches love cannon. So yeah, it is addressed here, but not the actual justification as to purpose of it. Oh, that's a beautiful shot of Heinkel. The Iscariot Order. When you absolutely need to wipe out heretics and false prophets and wannabe gods, call the Iscariot Order.
Iscariot! Do you want to live forever?
We will live forever in God's grace.
Y'all know your Naruto running, right?
Yeah, they are. Matter of fact, there's a lot of Naruto running in the in the footage from Hellsing Ultimate. The Nazi vampires were doing that, particularly when they were chasing down Integra in episode 5. Yeah, episode 5.
Any last words, monster?
Have you ever thought about carbonating the blood of Christ? You know, give the kids something fizzy to drink, before they wake up in an hour.
You know, at least he's giving them some tips, some advice on that.
Give you.
Excuse me?
Excuse you?
Sid, everything you've done, I forgive you.
Well,
Oh yeah, okay, I know what this is. It's the big nail that
it's up to your precious God.
You're right.
from the crucifixion of Christ. All right.
Isn't that one of the nails that pierced Christ's body? Hi. From the don't fuck with this armory? Hi.
That's a good name for an armory.
Covenant, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and the actual body of Christ?
Yep. Yeah.
You've got a nail with some savior juice on it. What you gonna do? Stab me through the heart?
Not yours.
No.
Mine.
Again, my remembering from the manga, Alucard doesn't want another monster like him out there, so that's why he gets super pissed about this. Well, that's something I needed to see before 9 a.m.
Way of the church, may God give you pardon and peace, and I absolve you from your sins. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Well, somebody get Alucard an aspirin because he now has a splitting headache.
Shit, this hurts. This is a deep pain. Oh, cool, it gets worse.
Vlad Kepis of Wallachia, son of the
dragon, the Impaler.
Oh, fuck me, he wasn't kidding. Hello, God.
Okay, clearly this was not in the original story. At least I don't recall it being in the original story.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, stop.
But oh no, it is taking all of his
Your sins and releasing the damned souls you have imprisoned within you.
Hold on. You've got a problem with people using others for their own ends. What? Should I be giving
that's hypocrisy in a nutshell there regarding the Catholic Church version of God, but there you go.
Child,
Fuck you, you're omniscient. You already know.
yes, I want you to say it. Was it the 10 years of rape?
It was the 10 years of rape.
Yeah, they'll do it to anyone, folks.
Fucking Romans. Let me ask you something. Yahweh, which set of
They're manning it like the Romans, because the Romans was the one who put JC on the cross.
behind those?
I have a plan for everyone.
And what's the plan for the starving children in, oh, I don't know, name an African country? Is it for them to die? Because if so, kill a plan. But
Again, this is where you like the whole God's will, God's plan and thing. And believe me, with my passing of my mom at the beginning of the year, needless to say, that is something I did not want to hear because I don't buy into it.
Hi, God.
Hi, Satan.
Hey, so I know it's been
We're getting to, we're
again. So sorry for what happened to you.
venturing into South Park territory here.
Remember, if you ever want to talk about it, I'm there for you. Well, you know, I mean, down here for you because you sent me here to hell, but that's okay. And by the way, if you ever want to stop by, I make some killer avocado toast. You wouldn't believe it.
Yeah. Avocado toast? Yeah.
Alucard has been a super huge help down here, really cleaning up the place. I just wanted to thank you for forsaking him and sending him our way. Thank you so much. By the way,
God is certainly not listening, apparently.
requirements for getting to heaven, you know, it's just that hell is getting a wee bit full down here.
Anyway, Alucard, you are forgiven. And if you are brave enough to accept it,
didn't ask, don't need it, go fuck yourself.
That's a pretty fair offer, Alucard. What are you going to do?
The same thing we agreed to all those years ago.
Have a party?
Betrayed by the Lord I thought on my side. Made a monster in his name. I swore I would not allow another monster like myself to exist in this world.
Yeah, I knew I was remembering context of the story correctly.
By the way, can I get my dogs back?
No, they're mine now!
Well, it was like Alucard put in the good old Kali Ma from Heart Rip from Temple of Doom, or Kano's Heart Rip from Mortal Kombat, probably a better reference for me, but to bring up there, but what do you want?
Alucard, I didn't want this. You stole my heart.
Ship him!
Fucking come on, man.
They totally would bang, you know. You totally know they totally would.
My favorite verses. Whosoever shed man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God made he man.
What chapter is that verse from?
Boondock Saints.
Well, there's a callback.
My favorite movie.
Well, in fact, my aunt didn't believe me when I said I never seen Boondock Saints, so
But I understand you. You seek out your own justice to right the countless wrongs you have committed, to find forgiveness and salvation. But when you find it, will you accept it? As a man, much like you, once lost, adrift in the mad world, I made peace with my demons. May I tell you how?
Of course.
this reminds me of the pacing of Android 16 in the towards the end of Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Ate my vitamins, fucked off, and died.
Hey, it's young Walter. And Alucard is now pissed beyond all reason.
How does a bastard, orphan, son of a whore and a Scotsman Dropped in the middle of a forgotten spot in an Italian village without a roof for sleeping under, grow up to be a deadly demon.
Interesting little tune here at the very end here. So it's like, anyway. The entire end bit there with Anderson and Alucard chatting it out there reminds me it's like Dragon Ball Z Abridged with Android 16 basically telling Gohan to get over himself for being a pacifist, the good man who does nothing, and to stand up and fight. So I kind of wonder what came out first, that or this episode of Hellsing Ultimate Abridged, because it can't be a coincidence that they had the two things they're overlapping like that.
Hey folks, if you enjoyed that ending credits song, then check the description for a link to the full version. Also, check out our new Hellsing shirt, Anderson.
Okay, so that tune I was talking over was apparently a tune Alexander Anderson, a Hellsing Hamilton parody, and it was like, okay, I wasn't giving the reference. I know of Hamilton. I had no interest in seeing it or really learning anything about it. I heard it is a very nice musical from what I understand, but okay, over my head in terms of the tune. Any which way, still. So I am kind of curious as it relates to that particular aspect of what came first. The episode of Dragon Ball Z Abridged with Cell stepping on Android 16's head, which I think is like what, episode 59 or one of the parts of episode 60. Somewhere there is about. At least relates to no, I think it was in the episode 60 three-parter. So if again wondering, yeah, I'm seriously wondering what came out first. I would have to look up the dates. Still, this episode does cover a lot of things. The reintroduction of Alucard, it being a party, the wiping out of all the people that, well, nearly all wiping out of all the people that showed up to support Father Maxwell in his idiotic crusade, with the exception of the Jews who fucked right out because yes. Oh, why not, man? A lot of good action sequences. Really Alucard focused because he's as absent from the story because he's so overpowered. So that in and of itself explains that. I did love the little adorable squeal from Sadis when she got the big, the little head pat and ruffle the hair there. I was like that little squeal, happy squeal. It was like cute, adorable little squeal. It was just was just adorable. Integra is like, fuck it, go for a walk. How enthusiastic a walk did Alucard go on? Or actually, no, he's still on on that walk. Actually, he's on that very enthusiastic walk. Because when he goes for a walk, things happen. People get wrecked. But yeah. Now I do know the stuff with Walter as to like, oh, why do Walter's heel turn? Is like if you were like me and read and seen the Hellsing anime first before reading the manga, Walter's heel turn almost comes out of nowhere, but at the same time, it is kind of foretold a little bit in the manga, but it's still one of the big what the fuck moments. But you have to realize that the flashback sequence when they talk, this was like what, episode 3, episode 4, at least in terms of the Abridged series, when they're talking when they're not dwelling on the past and said to dwell on the past, Alucard gives a recap that he and Walter were part of a task force to wipe out, the Nazis' interest in the paranormal. So it's kind of referenced there. I think there was. I don't think it's in the deluxe edition, but I remember there being, or at least there was some sort of like a prequel comic or a prequel manga or something that came out that was produced to give extra context to Walter uh, uh, turning into a villain, and it had to do more of like a professional jealousy regarding Alucard or something to that effect. It was like a deep rooted hatred for Alucard or something of that nature. It's like, but it's been a while since I saw that, or so I don't know all the key details. Unfortunately, I kind of wish I did. So on that note, we'll wrap this up here. So next week we got episode 9 and then episode 10. So we'll see if we end up doing like another mini series type thing afterwards. I've been having fun watching these and using my knowledge and stuff like that, or at least showing off my knowledge and also my warped sense of humor or almost predicting jokes. Again, predicting jokes is rather easy when I watch it with the subtitles, so it's like that's just me. So it's like, okay, I can almost like see the joke, literally seeing the setup of the joke in terms of the verbiage. So it kind of makes this reaction series almost more like predicting in a way. Anyway. Anyway, we'll see you over, of course, every night over on my Twitch channel. I do try to put on as far as the weeknight streams, let you know if we're starting after 9:30 or not. Saturday and Sunday streams typically start about 7. But I do try to let you know about the weeknight streams and what we're doing in particular with those. So with that said, tighten your friendship bracelet, stay safe, have a great night, great day, wherever it is you are, and we'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!